For our chalice lighting, I am reading from Comfort and Joy, Kirk Neely's collection of Christmas stories. Christmas is a time of sharp emotional contrasts. Many people are happy and have little difficulty finding joy in the season. But December brings sadness to others. For those who are hurting, the coming of Christmas may be filled with dread, despair, bitterness, and anger. Some are freshly wounded. Others carry deep scars from years gone by. For them, Christmas is anything but the season to be jolly. They suffer while others celebrate. I have learned that there is no better way to present the message of hope and love that is at the heart of Christmas than through stories. Please join in singing hymn number 55 in the gray hymnal, Dark of Winter. Some more words from Comfort and Joy. I know of a home where the decorated Christmas tree remains in the living room throughout the year. The tree is, of course, artificial, but the life situation that prompted the custom is real. At the beginning of the Christmas season, after they had put up their tree, the onset of a terminal illness besieged the family. At the end of the holidays, they just could not muster the energy to take the tree down. Over time, the reason for leaving their Christmas tree in place changed. My husband got sick the first week of December and died 20 months later in August, said the widow. The whole time he was dying, we enjoyed the tree. It gave us a feeling of peace and comfort. One of the many things within this congregation that gives us a feeling of peace and comfort is our rippling bowl. It connects us to one another. Each week we come to the bowl with many joys and sorrows. And by placing a stone or shell into the water, we share what we are feeling with each other. We know that sharing our joys magnifies them. And when we share our sorrows, we know that we are held close by those who love us, and our burdens are lightened. For those of you joining us online and those of you who prefer to stay seated, I will place stones in the rippling bowl for all of your joys and sorrows. I invite you now to come forward on this Christmas Eve and share what is on your heart with this beloved community.
Happy Christmas Eve, everybody. It is wonderful to be here with you all. Thank you for coming. Before we go any further in the service, I want to invite you to come back to church tomorrow, if you would like. The practice of our congregation is to try to offer radical hospitality to each other and to anyone who would come. And part of that practice is to eat together. And part of eating together is on Christmas Day. If you are looking for a meal tomorrow, either because you're hungry or like me, you don't care that you're no longer hungry, you just like to keep eating. If you are alone or if you're with your whole family, any of this works. You're welcome to come here at 11 o'clock tomorrow to enjoy Christmas brunch together. Bring something to share. There will be more than enough for everybody. Come and celebrate the abundance. So just know that you are welcome. And anyone else that you meet between now and 11 o'clock tomorrow is welcome as well. We practice radical hospitality, welcoming each other. And so we want to take a moment before we go further in the service to offer greeting to each other. Some of us may want to hug, some to shake hands, some just to smile. Some of us may feel like saying, bah humbug. You might even want to say good afternoon. I hear it makes you feel good when you do that. Whatever greeting your opposite communicates they want, offer that to each other. Wish each other a very happy Christmas Eve. Up, up. Our security person outside pulled me over and said, "It sounds out of control in there." I know you've all already been into your sugar plums. I forgot to say something that's very important. Last year, for more sessions of dialogue than this congregation would ever want, we talked and talked and talked with each other and listened to each other about how we want to develop as a congregation. And one of those things was to become more fully intergenerational, more engaged with each other across all of our ages. And that means the children allowing adults to join them in worship. On all occasions that we gather, adults are also welcome. Especially on Christmas Eve, where we remember the child within us. And so this is what I forgot to say. It's so important. Cries of joy are welcome. Also, lament is welcome. And our response is not to shut each other out when we cry, but to go and comfort each other, to help each other. So kids, when the adults make too much noise, just let them know it's okay.
Christmas at Croft was always a happy time. One of the high points was the Sunday night in December that we presented our Christmas pageant. Every young person in our church took part. The night of the pageant came. Our cue was to walk down the aisle when certain carols were played on the piano. Jenny and I, as Mary and Joseph, would go into the sanctuary when we heard "O Little Town of Bethlehem." Jenny cracked the door open and peeked inside at the assembled worshipers. She said with alarm, "Y'all, there are people in there." She excused herself to go to the bathroom, leaving me holding the doll.
While she was gone, the piano started playing "O Little Town of Bethlehem." I stood there with a Betsy Wetsy doll, not knowing what to do. By the second verse, which was played a little louder, Ginny was back, and we walked down the aisle together. When we put the baby Jesus, the Betsy Wetsy doll, down in the manger, it issued forth a cry that sounded like a mad cat. I didn't remember the doll crying during rehearsal. I got tickled and struggled desperately not to giggle out loud. As I stood there in the pastor's bathrobe next to Ginny with the spotlights glaring, I became aware that it was very hot. In those days, I wore a flat-top haircut. I used a product known as Butch hair wax on my flat top to make it stand up straight. Between spotlights, with the towel tied on my head, trying to control the giggles, standing next to Ginny, wearing the pastor's bathrobe, my hair wax started to melt. I could feel it oozing down my forehead. I used the sleeve of the pastor's bathrobe to wipe it away from my eyes.
Now it was time for the wise men to come and present gifts to the baby. They made their way down the aisle. The first brought a cigar box wrapped in gold paper. The second one came with an Old Spice aftershave bottle. The third wise man must have been about halfway down the aisle when he realized that he had forgotten to bring a gift. As I wiped away the butch hair wax from my forehead with the sleeve of the pastor's bathrobe, I saw him hike up his own bathrobe and reach in his pocket. The wise men got to the front of the church. The cigar box wrapped in gold paper was laid by the manger. The Old Spice aftershave bottle was carefully put in place. Finally, the third wise man placed his gift at the feet of the baby, a Duncan spinner yo-yo.
Please join me in hymn number 245 in your gray hymnal.
For those of you who are visiting with us for the first time or just occasionally, I want to thank you for singing along with our hymnal. It is our tradition to mess with things. And it can be confusing and a little disorienting, and frankly, it's on purpose to disrupt us all. But we are all about changing curses into love. And that's the point of that hymn. Thank you, everybody. A Christmas Eve offering is to support our pastor's discretionary fund, which is a fund that we use to provide support for people when they are in financial distress. We operate this fund in confidentiality so that the needs of whomever are known only to them and to our pastoral team. And when we use this fund, we use it not only to provide support, but a chance to stop and listen, to be with each other in distress, to leverage other resources beyond the capacity of this congregation, to try to help that individual move forward, but also for them to move us forward in building a world that is for the thriving of us all, a world that is more aware and more caring. It's a gift that moves in both directions. And those that we help are within this congregation, and sometimes within this congregation, and at the threshold of this congregation. And some of them, we don't know how they got in touch with our congregation. Circles and circles of mutual being, trying to build a world of thriving for each other. Let us share our gifts. want to thank you all for indulging me in sharing stories that my dad wrote for Christmas. He died just a few weeks ago. We held his service in this holiday season. He was a minister for more than 50 years. And at Christmas, he would often remark on the line from the old carol, "The little Lord Jesus, no crying he makes." And he would say, "I doubt it." What makes for a silent night? Not the lack of beautiful voices. Share silence with me and all the beauty of whatever is about to happen as we get quiet in here. Christmas stories. Winter is coming. Some of you may not know this reference I just made. And if you do not know it, I cannot recommend it to you. It comes from a series of stories that access all of the mythical tropes and archetypal patterns of the Western literary tradition. It is rich storytelling with a twist. In this story, there is a constant threat, a looming danger that is forever approaching. Winter is coming. Winter that will take us all out. Winter that will freeze the world to stasis and death. And in this story, the response to that threat is to try to do the darkness one better. It is a fascinating and seductive, and when you stop to think about it, totally terrifying ethic in which whatever can go wrong does, and the answer is, let's try to do it even worse the next time. Even the love stories within this story, when they seem to finally bring light and hope, go really, really wrong. And the people who should have each other's backs don't even bother to stab each other in the back, they just stab each other in the front. I'm so glad you can laugh about this. It reminds me of when I spoke at my own father's funeral and tried to make a joke comparing him with the Godfather. And now all of my young nieces and daughter want to watch all the Godfather movies. What have I done to my family? my family. That's not what Christmas stories are like. If there are any children who would like to come down front, children of any ages and adults, we don't discriminate, then you are very welcome to come meet me down front. Ella Jane, thank you for coming. Oliver, come on down. Let's put our feet together if we can and make a little circle. Sort of like if we were going to make a star or a snowflake. And if you want to lie back and make a snowflake, you can even do that. Let's put our feet together in a circle. Everybody is welcome. These chairs move, so we can move them back. Y'all look like snowmen already. Well, first, I try to wait until at the end of this service to say Merry Christmas. I try to say before it Happy Christmas Eve, and then when we leave, it's like going out into Christmas night, say Merry Christmas, but I can't hold it anymore. I just want to say it. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Such a fun night. So joyful. Well, I want to ask you a question. I love Christmas stories. There's so many in books, in movies, and songs, in the stories that our parents or our grandparents or our friends tell us. And I just wonder, what's your favorite Christmas story? Does anybody, I'm Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite Christmas story? What's your favorite Christmas story? Anybody? Best Christmas pageant ever? That's why Virginia got assigned the reading that she did. Say it out loud up there. A Christmas Story.
Muppets Christmas Carol.
Muppets Christmas Carol. Okay, hang on. We're gonna give a little priority to the folks who sat down. Somebody over here said Miracle on 34th Street. Home Alone. Yeah? Yes, we know it so well. We know exactly what to do. What other Christmas stories do you love? Elf. Oliver. The Nightmare Before Christmas? Or The Night Before Christmas? Which one? The Nightmare comes later. Say it again over there, bowler hat. Batman Returns. Yeah. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, yes. 'Twas the night before Christmas, you memorized it. Well, somebody was screaming at the back. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yes, you are, Chuck. Say it. Nightmare Before Christmas. The Night and the Nightmare. Yes. Which one are we in now? Say it again. Christmas Vacation. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. The Santa Claus. Yes. I can't even understand what anybody's saying anymore. Okay, well, I heard. So let me ask you a question. And I want you just to do this all together. So everybody's got to get ready. I'm gonna ask you the question. I want you to just launch when I say 3. So you have 3 seconds to think about it, okay? Out loud, since the kids have led us and the adults have followed by being loud and boisterous in the sanctuary tonight. Everybody talking over each other. I want to ask you just in one sentence to tell the story that you just named. If it was the Grinch, tell the story of the Grinch in just one sentence. If it's Miracle on 34th Street, just one sentence. What happens in that story? Everybody all at once on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Tell the story. So here's my question. What makes these stories so good? What makes a Christmas story so good? Why do we love these stories?
Because they only come around once a year.
They come around once a year, so we pay attention to them. That's great, Kara. They're special. We pay attention because they come at a special time. Very good, Henry.
Pure comedy.
Pure comedy makes you laugh. Why would we need to laugh? Because what? You wouldn't watch it if it wasn't funny. Right? But you need something to help you laugh. Why do you need something to help you laugh? That's a great answer, Henry. What makes these stories so good? They're special. They make us laugh. Why is it that we need to laugh?
Somebody always loses faith in the movie.
Somebody always loses faith in the movie. That is the most you answer possible. We love Christmas stories because we lose our faith. And find it again. Oh, yes. That's the second U in the UU. And find it again in community. That's triple U. Very good. So people go through something. They lose something or something becomes hard. And then they find it again. It's like a search. What makes these stories good? What makes these stories good? Say it. The community in the stories? It restores community. Community is broken and then is restored. It's like, why do you need to laugh? If something's not funny, laughter helps to make it funny. People are broken from each other. We heal that, right? We bind that up. That's a beautiful answer, right? Brings love into our heart. Where was your heart before that? Right? In a Grinchy mode. 2 sizes too small. Our heart was 2 sizes too small. Look. Stuck in traffic. Yes. Stuck in a snowstorm and needing a big red nose. I don't know why my parents didn't name me Rudolph. Yeah, these stories, they almost all are about how winter is coming. Something bad is happening, or might. And what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Now, let me ask you one more question. One more question. When you hear these stories, or when you see them in a movie, when you read them in a book, when you memorize the poem, when you hear these stories, how do they make you feel? Henry's already told us that they make him laugh. How do these stories make you feel? Comfortable. Happy. Hopeful. Human. Restored to ourselves. How do these Christmas stories make you feel? Of all the places you could be tonight, you've come to sit on an unvacuumed floor with me. Why would you do that to hear one more story? These stories fill us up. A beautiful person in the room tonight said they fill her heart with love. Christmas stories fill us with spirit. So I want to tell you a story. This is my favorite Christmas story. It starts with winter. Winter has already come. Too long ago, too many years ago, but soon enough that I can remember it, my wife's mother, my mother-in-law, died. She got very sick. She was sick for a long time. And she died. It was very sad. And when Christmas came, all the things that we had done with her were not the same. They were different. And it was very sad. We had done so many things that she had organized, that she had led us to do, ways that she had helped us have fun and celebrate the season. And all of that had turned sad. It was like winter in our hearts. So on Christmas Eve, after the church service, we went to our house to have our family meal. We sat around and we ate the same foods. They didn't taste quite the same. And we had good things to drink. They didn't make us feel quite as warm as they used to. And it just didn't feel quite like Christmas. So the parents said to the kids, you can go play. We'll sit around the table and just talk a little bit longer, see if a little more food or a little more in our cup will make us feel any better. And my wife turned on our television set, the Nutcracker, so that if the kids wanted to watch a movie, they could watch dancers dance the story of the Nutcracker. And 3 of the kids didn't care. They played games, they ran around. It was Christmas Eve and they were excited anyway. But the youngest one was only 2 years old, looked at that story playing out in front of her and heard that music swelling up. And she stood up in front of the screen, watching those dancers dance. And she started to dance. Just a little 2-year-old girl dancing. And the parents looked in from the dining room and said, "That's so cute, so precious." And she just kept dancing. And the music got louder, and the story got more exciting, and there was some winter in the story, there was some conflict. Some mice came along acting out Die Hard. And she danced even harder. And then they won, and winter came, and it wasn't bad. It was beautiful. There were snowflakes everywhere, and the music became very lyrical, very beautiful, like poetry and sound, and her dancing slowed, but she kept dancing, dancing and dancing and dancing. Guess how long she danced? This little girl. The whole thing. Guess how long the whole thing is? It's 2 hours. For 2 hours, she danced. She was filled with the beauty of that story and the music. And even though winter had come, she was full of light and joy. Her heart was full of love, and she danced and danced and danced. And what do you think happened to the rest of us?
Went to sleep.
We did not go to sleep. We did not go to sleep. Henry, you said we were inspired. What do you mean? Yes, it was amazing. How can anyone dance that long? Right? How can anybody do that? We had felt so sad. And she was full of joy. She filled us up. Oliver, what do you think?
I think the rest of the people loved it so much that they joined in.
The rest of the people loved it so much that they wished they had joined in. That's right. But you know, her energy was beyond what any of the rest of us could do to dance for 2 hours. So hard. She was amazing. And do you know what? She still dances that every year. That's my daughter. That's my daughter. And it's 11 years since she danced that first dance. And she's still full of that love and joy. That is my favorite Christmas story. When sadness was turned into love. That's Christmas. Everybody can go back to their seats. It's been a hard year. I don't know what happened for you between January and the end of September, but from the end of September forward, we've enjoyed hurricanes, elections, death of people that we love, whatever else, strain, illness, concern. Winter is coming. But Christmas stories tell us something different. They tell us that when things look worst, storm too heavy to travel, no faith left in ourselves or in the world, someone that we love lost to us or could be, whatever it is that bleak winter that would just stop everything. Somehow, there's hope. There's another story. I love this story. It's such a powerful story that the author herself seems not to get it. She wrote this incredible story in which people can actually change and become something more of who they are by changing. It's a magical power that they hold, and it enables them to do great good in the world. The author wrote the story in which all of these people can go through these changes, and yet out in the world, she struggles with that. But the story is magic. And in this story, there's a scene when things are at their very worst. In the middle of winter, in freezing darkness. In only a few moments, the heroes are going to face a power that would dominate and control them, that would destroy them if it could. It is coming at them with all its force. It means them nothing good. And they're standing in a churchyard, graveyard, in the snow, mourning the loss of parents. It's sad. And then they hear something. Out of a little church, the corner of the square, the door opens and light streams out into the darkness, and they hear a carol. I've always wondered, what is going on in that church? What is happening? Because the people in the story, they're a lot like us. They love their changes. They love their difference. They are such magical beings in the world that everybody else doesn't understand them. But they are there to do good. And I want to know, what is Christmas Eve like in that church? I don't know what's going on inside, but I know that when they open the door, light streams out into the darkness and songs come through, carols. And those characters who are about to face the darkest winter, a power that would destroy them head on. In their sadness and their anxiety and their fear, they are filled with spirit, filled with purpose and light, filled with love. And if that's all too churchy for you, I've got good news. Because on the other corner of the square, 4 corners, a second corner, there's a pub. And the door opens there too, and light also streams out, and so do songs and laughter. In fact, one of the 3 is hiding in a pub at that very moment to stay safe. So whether it's church or pub, it's all sacred ground. And then they face the darkness. It comes for them and they have to face it. And they just barely make it out. But that light, those songs, the beauty of those stories has helped them find what is already inside. And they face down the darkest winter to bring love back into the world. This is an upside down place. Every day here is like the best Christmas pageant ever. And that's on purpose, because we want it to be for all of us. We hear these songs and these stories. Some of us believe them to our core, and others of us absolutely do not. And many of us have a whole lot of questions, which I think is maybe the very best response. Lots of questions to go further and further. These Christmas stories, whichever ones you love, they are for you. No one else says whether they belong to you or not. And the meaning, whatever you've been told, is this: the light of love to flood your heart. To face the darkest winter.
Finally, thanks to you, treasured reader. Without you, my stories would be meaningless. Words written but unread are nothing more than straw in the wind. I am grateful to all of you who read these stories. I hope that one or more will be your favorite and will linger in your memory, Christmas after Christmas, year after year.
Winter is coming. The future is uncertain, and there are many dangers, some which mean us no good. But there is a light. It fills us with love. And when we open those church doors, you will flood the world with it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.